Good morning and welcome to the Glow Show. I am your host, Janelle Marie Carter, and I am so excited for our first guest today. Rhonda Eilts truly embodies the spirit of entrepreneurship and adaptability. She is a jack of all trades and one of the most amazing people that I've ever known. She has experience in sales and marketing and management across a huge wide range of industries. And after 15 years of business ownership in the auto industry, she has shifted gears and is now dedicated to helping others improve their health. Rhonda believes that health is wealth, and we are so excited to have her today. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you?
I am wonderful. I would be way better if I was back in the sand and the sun in Florida, but
Yeah, we're moving snow today, so.
We're in the Midwest in the middle of winter, and we're going to just roll with it.
Yeah, we'll pretend.
We'll pretend. Yes, yeah. Maybe with all these lights, we can get some vitamin D.
Sure.
So Rhonda and I have known each other for many years, and last year she was so gracious to have me as a guest on one of her platforms, and we had a ball. And right away we said, oh, we got to do that again. And here we are, probably an entire year later.
Life gets busy.
Finally making it happen.
Right.
So I'm excited for our viewers to get to know you and your story. So let's just dive in. Can you start by telling us a little bit about your background, your experience, your businesses, all the things?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I have to tell you, it's super funny because my husband said, so you're going to be online telling Janelle how you work so hard from home. He's like, you walk around and do nothing all day. Really? I mean, look, I've got the chair, right?
Yeah.
I've got the glasses.
Oh, that's all you need.
I've got the stainless steel. I mean, maybe there's wine in there. I don't know. Still working.
You've got the desk, the office.
Right. So, yeah, funny. In his mind, he thinks it's so easy. But
well, he's going to make you move snow later, so.
Oh, he will. But really, I take it serious. I really do. And even though it is from the comfort of my home, I treat it like a business that it is, and it is extremely rewarding. A little background on myself. I have worked in several industries, as you mentioned, owning my own auto glass replacement business in Colorado for 15 years. And that was tough. That was very tough. Since moving back to Illinois, I've worked for a couple other companies. And I will say that going from owning your own business to working for someone is very tough.
Yes.
So I have that transitional experience, and I have to say that what I'm doing currently right now, this business found me. I wasn't necessarily looking for this business. In the back of my mind, I had always thought, gee, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could find an online business that took me out of the rat race, right? I mean, the rat race is tough.
Yeah, yes.
And now being 59 years old, man, I wanted to exit fast. So in the back of my mind, I always had that going on. But this business came to me as I was working a job. And I had been at a point in my life, I think it was about 52 at the time, and I was ill. I was working in a bad environment. I was in a management position, and I was exhausted. I was unhappy. I would come home and sit in my chair at the end of the day and basically fall asleep. And so I kind of chalked it up to just aging, right? I'm up there. I'm in my 50s, and these things are happening because I'm just getting old. My joints were aching.
Like we're just tired. Everybody always just says we're tired. We're tired.
Right. So, but then my illness led to an ER visit. And I swore to myself that I would never let this happen again. I was going to get to the bottom of this problem. And so I went through several tests and scopes and things, and doctors found nothing. They just kept sending me home and saying, take Miralax and take this other drug too. And of course, none of that ever helped me. Luckily, I had a friend reach out to me, and she had been doing a business online. And she said, I really think that you need to try this supplement. And said, gosh, I've tried them all. I've tried everything, be it a drug or a supplement. And she said, really though, Rhonda, just give it a shot. And I did. And luckily I listened to her, because within a matter of days, the product was so high impact that literally I was feeling like a human again within days. And literally within a couple weeks, I was normal again.
Wow.
And I mean, it was so powerful. And she sent me to a Facebook group page that showed other people feeling the same way. And their transformations were incredible, right? So, for instance, my inflammation used to hang here, and I literally had the biggest face on the planet.
I
I
don't know
mean,
about that, but
I
I've known you for a long time and I've never thought that, but I know what you mean because I
yeah,
hold mine here too.
and it felt bad,
Yeah.
as well
Well,
as
it's
the
what you're seeing
midsection.
every day. It's what the first thing you see every day, and every
Yeah.
time you look in your car mirror or your whatever, you're seeing your face. And if you know, gosh, this doesn't feel like me.
Right, right. And so with feeling human again and with that gone, I had so much more energy. And I cannot thank my friend enough for telling me about this. And it completely changed my life. So here I am still working. And I thought, well, if she's just sharing a product and making all this money, and I can see why she's making money because it's something that actually works and
Sure.
works quickly. It's not some product off the shelf that has a ton of fillers in it.
Yes.
Then I'm going to explore it. And so I did. And it's been crazy ever since. I only wanted to make $1,000 a month, right? That's what I wanted to contribute in our household. That was going to be fine enough for me. But since then, it has really turned into so much more. The best thing is, I get to help other people do it and help them start their own online business. Having your own little ATM out there somewhere online just to pull from for extra
Yes.
money for whatever you may want to do, go shopping or go on trips. And I get paid to drive a Jeep on top of it. So
I
it's been
love that.
fantastic for me. But
Yes.
but in knowing this, I mean, it's a great business, but in knowing that I'm also helping so many people truly change their lives with their health, and so let's talk about what's happening in America right now. I mean,
Yes,
let's face
please,
it, we're
because there's
unhealthy.
so much going.
Right. I mean, we are programmed to stay unhealthy. The food industry has us craving processed foods. It's a hard thing to stop. We go out to eat. It's a hard thing to find truly nutritious food, right? I
It
love to go
really
out to
is.
eat.
Yeah.
Love
I,
it. And
right.
and I won't order the healthiest things on the menu. I just won't because I'm going out to eat. I want the biggest meal. I want to have a great experience.
Sure.
That's we're Americans, right?
Yes.
Um, but I started to look at statistics because if I truly was going to do this business, I had to make sure that my market was big enough to sustain my income from this business. And when you think about 40% and rising adults are obese. And when you think about
Big number.
20% and rising children are obese, and I think that 20% is kind of low right now, but that's a market. That's a market. And so what does the world do? The world says, and doctors are doing it and saying, what's that commercial? Jardiance is really swell. It's the big pill with a, no, little pill with a big story to tell, right?
Yeah.
Jardiance, inject yourself. Or Ozempic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just put
They
that
got
shot
that
in yourself.
catchy song with the,
Uh-huh. And they're all happy. Hey, we're injecting ourselves. But down the road, we're finding side effects and we're finding people with blindness and we're finding people with stomach paralysis. But in America, we're saying inject yourself, lose the weight, and then people are still eating the same habits of eating. So then they get off of the injections, eat the way they used to eat, and then they have to inject themselves again.
yeah. Yeah.
Vicious circle.
Vicious circle. Sure.
And it scares me to death.
Yeah. Well, with all the
So
studies that you do and the statistics that you know, I'm sure it's bleak, looks bleak.
yeah, and that's where we're at. Get healthy by injecting yourself. It just doesn't make sense.
Sure.
Now, for anybody who has injected, you got to stop. If you've done it once, don't go back to it. And that's kind of where we come in with our newest product, which is a daily health system. It's what you need every single day to keep your metabolism healthy, right? When you think about metabolic health, you're thinking about, well, what are my numbers going to say when I go to the doctor? Is anything going to be flagged on my report, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want those red flags. So you're looking at blood sugar, blood pressure, triglycerides. You're looking at your waist circumference, right? All those things that get measured on your report. And if you have a red flag, then you're in poor metabolic health. So our newest product addresses metabolic health. Let's get you healthy on a daily basis. Yes, you take this every day to make sure you're doing what you need to be healthy. And I'm seeing people thrive on this. I'm seeing people literally reverse aging. And it's just a capsule and a drink. If you can do that every day, if you
Yeah.
can swallow that every day, then your metabolic markers are going to be greatly improved. And it's amazing. I mean, we won an international award on it. We won the International Gold Stevie Award on this product.
Okay.
It's like the Oscar of the business world.
How cool.
So it's really fun. It's really, really fun.
So tell me a little bit about the main differences between like a traditional supplement that you can find at your store. There might be people saying like, gosh, I could just go to my local, drugstore, box store, and raw whole food, plant-based, the things that you're talking about. Give us a little idea of the differences if you can.
Okay, so the difference if you go to a Walmart or if you go to another store to buy your supplements, they're all competing for shelf space, right? So how do they do that? They try to make their labels look incredible. All of their money goes into marketing that label.
Sure.
If you know how to read an ingredients label, you will turn that fancy bottle around and look at it, and you will see filler products that are doing nothing for you.
Can you give us an idea?
You will see synthetics.
Yeah.
I
didn't mean to interrupt you, but I have always wondered, because I need to know too, like what is something that we should be looking for that is a filler that we might not know is a filler?
Basically, my rule of thumb is if you cannot pronounce that word on the bottle, it's a synthetic or a filler.
Okay. That's great advice.
Because, and like you said, our products are raw, whole food. You will see a raw, whole food and you'll know this is real, right?
Yeah. Yes. You can't argue with broccoli, right? It's just
right. Yeah, for sure. And so, when I'm talking about our daily health system, that capsule and that drink, the capsule transforms sugar in your body to fiber. We're patenting that. Nobody has that. And our drink is a natural GLP-1 booster, right?
Okay.
It's not an injection. Those injections are boosting GLP-1, but you have the problems with that.
Sure.
So ours is just a great, I call it
just
a tropical delicious drink.
A natural form.
Yeah.
So what I love so much is your passion for this, and you can see it when you know so much, your knowledge, but I think it's so great when we get to a certain age or a certain level of experience, when we can look back on the things we've done. So you had these 15 years in auto and marketing and sales, owning your own business. And then now your passion is, health and changing the health of others. And it's so cool to see your experience in marketing and sales behind this, because like without one, you wouldn't be you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
right. And I mean, when I started this business, I really had to change my way of thinking because, over the years, we've seen shifts, right? It used to be Main Street business, brick and mortar. That was the place to go. And it was hopping. Back in the day, main streets were hopping, right? And then came a shift. The malls came. And so everyone went shopping at the malls and the Main Street businesses started to suffer. Well, then I think you started to see another shift. The malls closed. And so the Main Street brick and mortars kind of gained, recognition again.
Then it came back up and
then what happened? Amazon. So now everybody's shopping online. And now the Main Street businesses are kind of drooping a little bit again, which is sad. I love all the boutique businesses and I love shopping local, but it's tough now. It's really tough. So there's been this shift towards online shopping. And of course, my business is completely online and we call it social selling. I'm an affiliate for the company of Trinant. I make decisions on how I market the products and how much volume I create in my own business. But social selling is the tool really that I use to get the word out. So yes, I use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, a few others on a daily basis to market my own, I call franchise in a box.
And that's great. And it's like your own storefront and your own billboard through those platforms.
Right. But without all the hassles, right? I'm a business owner, but without all the hassles of a brick and mortar. I have no employees. I have no commute. I have no overhead expenses. When I make money, I have no bills to pay with it. It's money.
Sure.
It's for
Yeah,
me
you're
to do
free and
whatever I
clear.
want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then you've spoken about the concept of time freedom
Mm.
through business ownership like this. And can you elaborate on a little bit of what that means to you, how you've achieved it, and how others can too?
Yeah. Time freedom, I never had in my life. From the time I was raising my kids up until about, early 60s, I was always putting in the hours and building someone else's dream, not my own. And God, I feel for people. I feel for the gals out there who have kids, and you wake up in the morning and you get your kids ready and you get yourself ready and you take them to school and you drive to work, and then you're working all day, and all the time in the back of the mind, you're worried about those kids,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I've
Yes.
been there,
So have I. Yeah.
and
Years and
you've
years
been
of,
there.
yes, years and years of it.
Yeah, and so time freedom, it's huge for me because I've been there and I've done it, and I know what people are going through. And as a matter of fact, I started this business when I was working a job, and it grew to the point to where I could step away. And so time freedom, huge, very
Huge.
huge. I mean,
A
what if you
huge
could
piece.
just
Yeah.
pick up any day you wanted and say, I'm going to go work with my laptop at the coffee shop today. Or, hey, let's go for a few days and just sit at the beach,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right. And I
Full
think that
freedom.
people have a misconstrued idea of what society tells us. This is 9 to 5. This is success. This is what you need. That's what success society is telling us and pounding into our
Right,
head. And I know from even when I sold my last brick and mortar business, because like you, I've had a few brick
right.
and mortars. And the first day that I sat in my office, I was like, I don't even feel like I was working hard. But I also think when you get into these businesses, some common misconceptions are, we're used to 9 to 5, get paid either weekly or biweekly. For my business, a lot of times I can put weeks and weeks and weeks of work in, but I won't get paid until I have an event or a speak or something like that.
Mm.
Had to really work with myself to tell myself, hey, society tells you one thing, this is another. It's okay to have that time freedom.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, exactly. And it's hard to explain to some people.
Well, we've been
We're
pounded
groomed
in.
that way since birth. You must go to college, you must get a job, and you must work long hours. And I mean, as Americans, we're just groomed to do that.
We
And
really are. And I wonder if this generation that's up and coming will be a little bit more flexible with their thinking,
right,
because they were students during COVID and we shut down and they learned how to do all the things we're learning. You should have seen Rhonda and I before we hit play, okay, do we do the lights? These kids that are coming up and out through school, they understand a lot of how this works. So
right.
maybe our generation, hopefully, might be the last generation that's thinking this way.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, the sway is definitely in that direction. I mean, you can just go on TikTok and you can see how social selling and influencing and affiliates are taking advantage of
Yeah,
companies offering that opportunity. Um,
100%. And just a different way of thinking. So we've talked about the ease and the time and the wonderful things, and the flexibility, the time freedom that having a business like this creates. But what are some of the common mistakes or pitfalls that entrepreneurs should try to avoid because we are still working really hard? It's you might not have that 9 to 5, but it might be a Saturday at 2 where you're like, I have a client that I really need to take care of today. So
Sure.
maybe expound a little bit on that for me.
Okay. Well, I mean, and first of all, I'm going to kind of back up a step and I'm going to be really frank here. You not kind of, but you definitely need a business model with systems that are doing the work for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Now I looked at several work from home opportunities or several social selling business models, and none of them had that. When it came to Trinot, I have at my fingertips a Facebook group testimonial page of 155,000 customers and growing, telling their stories of how these products work. So when someone says to me, well, gosh, does that really work? Gosh, I have really achy joints. Do you have something that can help me? I go to that page and I simply copy and paste a story from someone who is using our liquid collagen, and I'll have thousands of stories that I can share.
Yes,
So yes,
yes,
it works. Yes, it's
yeah,
working for lots of people.
yeah,
So the systems have to be in place.
yes,
And I'm going to be really frank about this too. When you decide to start to work for yourself online, you have to choose the right business. There's no way I would lay a finger on a product, marketing a product that I can go get down the street at Walmart.
sure.
I'm being frank here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not going to sell the nails or the makeup or,
yeah,
not to discourage people if you love that.
right.
But if you truly want a business model that works for you, then it has to be innovation, right? Truly
100%.
innovated products that you have 155,000 plus people online sharing their story about.
Yes,
That
100%.
is a
Yeah.
true business model. That's a successful business model.
Yes. Believing in what you truly believing in what you are doing, what you're
Right.
selling, learning about it, learning the statistics, learning and not just looking for there's no easy way out.
Right.
If
But like
somebody
you
thinks,
said, so when it's 2 p.m. on a Saturday and someone's asking me a question at my fingertips, I can send them that knowledge of how it's really
yes,
working for people. So,
yeah,
I mean, we have systems in place. That's just one of them.
that's a
Um,
huge piece is to have those systems in place
yeah.
and to
And
work your business as a business.
right. And because of that, I will say to you, I have all walks of life on my team. So I have realtors, I have a mortgage company owner, I have a massage therapy business owner, I have nurses, doctors, I have retired individuals. They see the value in the simple systems that assist them to do their business and to actually make money.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
and it becomes a
Cutting out a
no-brainer
lot
for
of
people who already own a business.
with
It becomes a no-brainer for people who already own a business.
right, 100% because you already have systems in place. And so maybe if you can like give, if there's somebody listening, a viewer who's like, wow, sounds like I want to be out of the 9 to 5 rat race. I want to be able to take my kids and do these. What would the next step for somebody be?
I would highly encourage them to contact me. Just look me up on Facebook. Let's connect. I have all walks of life, as I said, adding this additional income stream to their bottom line every year. I have boutique owners. Someone will say, well, how do I sell a supplement if I'm a boutique owner? Well, people want to look good in their clothes, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
mean, that's big. That's
for
huge.
sure.
But I would say when considering any online opportunity or any business model, talk to someone who's been there, who's done it, who is experienced, and
Mhm.
really listen, right? Talk to someone who's business savvy, who's done a lot of things over the years. Talk to someone who is a mentor who wants you to succeed just as much as they succeed. And I would say, also think about this. We're seeing Make America Healthy again, right? That is the market you want to be in, without a doubt,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
And I'll show you how to combine healthiness with wealthiness. Health is wealth. I
Yeah.
honestly believe that. And I am no better expert to talk to people about that and show them what I'm doing with this business model.
Yeah,
Um,
I love it. And what you're doing is just I love watching you glow because you really do. And I can see one of my gifts is that I have the ability to see when someone's really, really passionate and doing the great work and you just look so happy and whole. And
Cute.
and that makes me happy. And that's just that in itself is a call to action.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm going to be 59 this year.
Wow.
It's blowing my mind.
Well, age
um,
is a number, right? And
yeah.
you look fantastic. So let
Thank
me
you.
ask you a couple more questions before we head out for our days. But what's your next step here? What is next for your business? What do you see in your future? How are you evolving? Is there anything exciting we should know about?
What I see is exponentially growing every year. And it's been true since a few years ago when I started this business. And in growing exponentially, that means I've helped thousands of people.
It's
with their
amazing.
health and with their wealth. And so as long as I'm doing that and as long as I'm plugging people in, the sky is the limit.
Yeah, yeah. And you can't go wrong with either of those, you know. If you don't have your health, everything we have is based upon our health.
Yeah, I
So
mean, all aspects of life is affected by your health.
every piece, yeah. If you're not healthy, everything stops.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much. Is there
Thank you.
anything else we want to chat about today? We've covered a lot of information.
Yeah, I think we're good. I mean, you see that guitar in the background. Terry and
Yes,
Janelle, it might be Jeff and Rhonda pretty
I know.
soon.
I
I don't
told her,
know.
come on, we could go on tour. There's all kinds of ideas rolling around in my business head right now.
No, we're not worthy.
You need to write your own song slogan now for your business.
Yeah,
See?
you help me with that.
Okay. All right. We'll work on it. Well, thank you, Rhonda, so very much. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, you said Facebook. Is there
Yes.
any other resources you'd like to share? We can link everything too on our episode.
Sure, we'll do some links, but yeah, Facebook is the absolute best for connecting
Okay.
with me.
All right. Well, I'm so excited for you and thank you for sharing with our viewers. You were my first guest on the Glow Show. So it was only right after you had me on yours. And I appreciate you and we will be in touch soon.
Thanks, Janelle. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.